I'm going to read two articles. One came out, what is today? Today's the third. One came out yesterday, and the other one came out 2 days ago. So the first and the second, and today's the third. Okay. I'm going to read two articles here. I'll give a slight analysis. You see the part of the title. This is Uber related. Okay. And then obviously you all can chip in the comments section or whatever. Okay. So the first one from yesterday, May 2nd, 2018 at 11:50 a.m. Don't know if it's Eastern, Pacific, whatever, but from the New York Post. Uber driver showed porn to underage passengers. Police. Underage passengers, police. Okay. And of course I'll have a link to these. So that they have a picture of this guy's face. Michael Paz de Besa, okay, Hillsborough County Sheriff Police Officer, okay. This Uber driver allegedly couldn't keep his personal porn show to himself. Okay, well, yeah, I really wish they would not add in unnecessary stuff. Like, did this really need to be said? Just get to the facts. Michael Paz de Besa, I hope I'm saying that right, 43 of Tampa, Florida, is facing three felony counts of showing obscene material to minors after police said he showed a 20-second porn clip to three juveniles during an Uber ride in October, the Tampa Bay Times reports. Has a link to that. Okay, I'll probably should have gone with their story as I guess the official first source versus New York Times, but whatever. Devesa, according to a search warrant obtained by police in April, picked up three youngsters from Amalie Arena. Hope I got that right. From Amalie Arena, following a Tampa Bay Lightning home game against the Pittsburgh Penguins on October 21st. An adult who was not identified had arranged for, keep this in mind for later, an adult who was not identified had arranged for the ride for the juveniles, whose ages were not specified in the warrant. Okay. DeBesa later during the ride pulled his black Hyundai Elantra into a Publix parking lot where he played a video on his dash-mounted cell phone, according to the warrant, which didn't detail the contents of the clip aside from indicating it featured a person in a blue and purple top. Okay. Quote, the victims felt the suspect was waiting for them to respond in some way, but they remained quiet and just looked at each other in disbelief, unquote, according to the warrant. DeBesa dropped the minors off at their destination after the incident, and an adult at the home called police after being informed of the allegations. A judge later signed an arrest warrant on April 14th, and DeBesa was arrested in Tampa 2 days later while he was working as a Lyft driver, according to the search warrant. DeBesa, who was released from jail after posting $6,000 bail, could not be reached for comment Wednesday, and his attorney did not return a call seeking comment, the Tampa Bay Times reported. An Uber spokesman told the newspaper in a statement that the allegations against DeBesa were quote-unquote deplorable, adding that he was removed from the ride-sharing service after it received reports of the incident in October. DeBesa also violated keep this in mind for later, DeBesa also violated company policy requiring that passengers be 18 years of age or older or be accompanied by an adult, according to the company's website. I'll be getting on that in a second. In a statement to the Post, Lyft representatives said the allegations against DeBesa were quote-unquote extremely concerning and inappropriate, but noted the incident didn't occur on this ride-sharing service. Quote, we have not received any concerning feedback about this individual's activity on the Lyft platform, unquote, the statement read. However, quote, however, As soon as we were made aware of his off-platform behavior, we immediately deactivated the driver. We stand ready to assist law enforcement in their investigation, unquote. News of DeBessa's arrest came one day after, and of course I'm going to be reading this article, one day after a CNN reporter found that at least 103 Uber drivers have been accused of sexually assaulting or abusing passengers in the last 4 years. At least 31 of the drivers, according to the report, have been convicted of crimes like rape, false imprisonment, and forcible touching. Okay. Quote, "You are pretty much hitchhiking with strangers," one woman from Miami told CNN. Quote, "How many people is it going to take to get assault? How many people is it going to take to get assaulted before something is done?" Unquote. Lyft, meanwhile, had 18 drivers accused of sexual crimes against passengers during the same span, according to CNN. Okay, so as far as this first article goes, I don't believe that this is the entire thing. Okay, and well, actually, the original Tampa Bay one is Thursday, May 3rd. And Thursday, May 3rd, this came out Thursday, May 2nd. That is weird. Not meaning to go off here, but the article that I just read was published on May 2nd, 2018. And it's referencing the Tampa Bay Times report. And when I click on that, that one is published Thursday, May 3rd, today. Something doesn't seem quite right about that. You know, the one you're referring to came out the day after yours. Okay. I'll have the links. Anyway, something doesn't seem quite right about this. So this man just randomly out of the blue, they weren't talking about, well, okay, first of all, if it was guys, I don't think guys would have had a problem with this. So I'm assuming it was girls that he was driving around. Okay, I'm just assuming. Maybe it was guys in today's day and age. Guys are just as finicky or more, maybe even more finicky than girls now. So, especially if they're underage, they're like, what the hell are they? Gen Z at least, or if not, whatever. I'm going to assume it was girls though, probably guys. I don't believe that this is the entire thing. This guy just fresh out of nowhere just decides to just pull over into a Publix and just start showing porn. Really? There wasn't any kind of lead up to that. There wasn't any kind of, they were all talking about this and that and who they would, but like, no, something doesn't sound quite right about that. The next thing, uh, uh, the next thing, these minors got this ride from independents who were never juveniles or not. They were given this ride, I'm assuming, by one of their parents, right? Now, I'm wondering if they got deactivated as well due to the second part. DeBessa also violated company policy requiring that passengers be 18 years of age or older or be accompanied by an adult, according to the company's website. Okay. How do I put this? You lower the rates at least twice, from what I understand, if not more. You make it infinitely harder. There are more people flooding the thing. You make the bonuses more or less impossible to hit, even though I've been hitting them every time I've tried to get them, unless something comes up and it don't work. You made them damn near impossible to hit. They're trying to get rides, and yet they're supposed to sit here and determine if somebody's underage or not. Look, at 14, I looked like I was 19, okay? And that was before, or was it after? Before or after I even grew my beard out, okay? So I can only imagine what these kids today look like. at 14, 13, probably looking like they're 2021. Okay, what exactly are the drivers supposed to do? Sit there and ask for ID? That's probably not going to go over well, right? But yet the driver is getting punished, amongst other things, because the people that he picked up were underage. How is he supposed to know that without asking for some ID? God forbid they have a fake ID. Hmm? I'm wondering if the person who gave them this ride, right, were they punished in any way? You violated company. It doesn't say anywhere here. You violated company policy by giving a ride or having a ride scheduled under your account for these underage ass people. Hmm? I don't believe in attacking leaves or even branches. I believe in attacking the roots. And as far as I'm concerned, the root of this problem started when whoever gave them this ride, scheduled this ride for them, did that. If they were underage and they weren't accompanied by an adult, that ride should have never happened in the first place. And it's not for the driver to go and start looking at IDs. Oh, it's not for us to do that. First of all, that's, again, like I said, that's probably not going to go over well. God knows what the hell we're going to get accused of on that front, right? Again, God forbid, oh wow, kids are using on fake IDs. That's never happened before. It's not our job, and I see nothing here saying how Uber is going to rectify that. Hmm? It's not our job. I've had underage girls in my car before. They were coming from some hookah bar. Explain that one. Some of them seemed like they were a bit drunk. Explain that one. Um, I don't know if it was there. Where was it from? From Germantown to Rockville? Yeah, Germantown to Rockville. I don't know if it was their account and they just lied saying they were 18 or more, or hell, maybe they were 18. They were underage, right? They were fucking underage. Um, but I mean, my thing is, look, pick up, drop off. Money is money. I don't care how you got that money. I don't care if you went and raped a bunch of people and got the money. I don't care if you strong arm somebody, if you robbed the bank. As long as I'm getting paid, fuck it, right? And I'm not about to sit here and be fucking checking people's IDs and checking their faces and having them sign fucking consent forms certifying that they're of it. Like, it's crazy. Now then, on to the next one. This isn't too long either. At least 103. How much time do I have on this? 13. All right. At least 103 Uber. This is also from the New York Post. Uh, May 1st, 2018, 12:08 p.m. At least 103 Uber drivers have been accused of sexual assault or abuse. Okay, first thing, that title right there, sexual assault or abuse. Well, what constitutes abuse? Verbally yelling at somebody, like all the videos that we have, that YouTube has of passengers and drivers yelling at each other, that could probably be considered abuse. So it's that title. Is it sexual abuse? No, it's just abuse. What kind of abuse are we talking here? Okay. But of course, it's like, well, duh, obviously it's sexual abuse. Well, just write sexual abuse then. Why sexual assault or abuse? And abuse is just abuse. That's the thing. This is the problem with sexual anything, where they blow up the numbers and you, of your own freedom and free will, in your mind, just automatically associate it all, where it says 1 trillion people have been raped or violently assaulted. Okay, well, you know what? Maybe it was one person that actually got raped, but the other three people just got their ass kicked and they're calling it violently assaulted. And why did they get their ass kicked, you know? Did they do something to get their ass kicked? Yeah. Anyway, be very careful with wordings and titles. And moving on. More than 100 Uber drivers, 103 by the title, more than 100 Uber drivers have been accused of sexually assaulting or abusing their passengers over the past 4 years, according to CNN. And let's click on this and see if this New York Times post comes out before the thing that they're referencing. Okay, well, while that's loading, April 30th. All right, well, at least the time is right on this one. A first Uber sending a woman, blah 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 blah. Uber want to be part of solution. My first. Shut up. Plan reporting crimes by drivers. Those have been keeping the story. Uber has been keeping this story quiet. Blah 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 blah. Okay. I'm not even going to bother reading that. I'm just going to post a link to that. But in this one, more than 100 Uber drivers have been accused of sexually assaulting or abusing their passengers over the past 4 years, according to CNN. The alarming new report, culled from a review of police and court records from 20 major cities across the U.S., found that at least 103 drivers have either been arrested or wanted, or have been the subject of civil suits for sexually attacking riders. At least 31 of the drivers have been convicted of crimes including rape, false imprisonment, and forcible touching, the audit found. Dozen more criminal or civil cases are pending in court. For San Francisco-based Uber, I don't know why all this matters, but valued at $70 billion and providing 15 million rides worldwide each day, the revelation stands in stark contrast to their branding as a safe way to get around, particularly for women heading home after a night out. Many of the drivers' victims were intoxicated at the time of attacks, CNN reported. Quote, you are pretty much hitchhiking with strangers, one victim who lives in Miami told CNN. Quote, how many people is it going to take to get assaulted before something is done? Quote, the problem is apparently so pervasive that some big cities, among them Los Angeles, Austin, and Boston, have started specifically tracking crimes involving rideshare drivers. Lyft, one of Uber's biggest competitors, also had 18 drivers accused of sexual crimes against riders over the last 4 years, CNN found. Uber told CNN that they plan on stepping up driver background checks and establishing a, quote, safety center, unquote, within the company's app, which riders can use to share trip details with emergency contact, and press a button to call 911 without ever leaving the app. Quote, this is just a start, and we are committed to doing more, unquote, an Uber spokesman said. Quote, sexual assault is a horrible crime that has no place anywhere. While Uber is not immune to this social issue, we want to be a part of the solution to end this violence forever, unquote. Okay. Alright, let's go on ahead and go through this. Sexual assault. Now, of course, these things do happen. I'm not going to say that it doesn't happen at all, and 100% of these bitches are lying. Obviously not. However, in today's day and age, today's post #MeToo day and age, when I finally get that video out after I finally stop updating it with new and relevant stuff, that's going to be glorious. I want to know exactly what they consider this. What they consider as a sexual. See, because as far as I'm concerned, so many different things are considered sexual, quote unquote. assault or something to that effect. That pretty much I'm like, look, unless there was some forcible entry somewhere, okay. I'm kind of real weird to call it sexual anything, okay? Real wary of that. And moving on to that, there have been numerous. Actually, I'll say that later. Uber is trying to do so much to protect the women. Okay, you can go pretty much on any uh, video sharing site, chief amongst which obviously is this one that you're watching right now, YouTube. How many times have female Uber drivers been assaulted? Because I have not heard of any. I have heard of none. Okay. In the meantime, how many male Uber drivers have been assaulted? And yes, of course, we can sit here and say, well, there are more male Uber drivers than female Uber drivers. Fine, but my point still remains: how many have been assaulted? Right? You know, it's like just because there are more, I mean, there should be some. So I have not heard a single one. I'm assuming there's numerous female Uber drivers out there, obviously. And despite the percentage or the amount, I have not heard of one in the news. I guarantee you, if a female Uber driver got assaulted, it would make fucking international, fucking extraterrestrial headlines. People over in Alpha Centauri would be fucking talking about it. Right? I have not heard of one. Not one. YouTube videos left and right. Yet there is no shortage of YouTube videos of male Uber drivers getting assaulted by male passengers and female passengers. Obviously, most notably, is that Indian med school student girl, which I made a video about some time back. And who hasn't made a video about that bitch? All right. But yet I hear nothing of Uber or ride-sharing companies in general doing anything to protect us male drivers. Okay, nothing at all. And it's not alleged attack on male drivers. There's videotape evidence. Unlike all of these sexual assaults, 103, right, and then lifts 18 or 15 or however the hell many, 12 or whatever. And not a single bit of actual evidence, videotape, nothing. Has a rape kit been done on these women? What? You know? Okay. I don't take convictions as anything, because just because you've been convicted of something doesn't mean you actually did it. Okay, once you start talking plea deals and this and that, or this is the best we can get, man, just take this and just bang out those 5 years, it'll go by fast. Nah. If you know anything about crimes and crime stats and stuff, just because you've been convicted of something doesn't mean you actually did it. Now then, moving on. This is the reason why I don't do the drunk people anymore. Apart from the fact that two bitches have thrown up in my car, one dude has thrown up in my car, even though I gave his girl the fucking bag. She's still sitting there letting him throw it up. He's like, oh, it's going outside. Bitch, it's halfway outside, pasting out the outside of my car, halfway inside. Give him the fucking bag that I gave you. No. And then, of course, there was those two lesbian girls recently when I decided against my own better judgment to just do one more ride. One more ride. It was surging 2.7 times. Surging 2.7 times. Picked up these two girls. One of them was drunk. The other one was also drunk, but not passed out drunk. I'm like, all right, fine, let me just do this. One last one. Bitches went and peed in my car. Peed in the back seat, both of them. No, one of them. One of them. Peed in my car. So I had to go and steam clean that shit out. That was fun. That was excellent. Okay. This is why I don't deal with the drunk people anymore. This is why I have not done the weekend. Saturday night, Friday night, Sunday night. I don't do that shit anymore. This is the fucking reason. Because when accusations want to come out, and let's not pretend like all accusations are true, right? Bill Cosby, Be getting on that in my next, in that hashtag Me Too analysis video. It seems like everyone wants to demonize the drivers, and they don't actually look at, well, what actually happened? What actually happened? Today's day and age of videotape evidence, of everybody having a videotape, a video camera, nobody recorded anything. And then, of course, it's just an accusation. It's just an accusation. In that previous one, he just got deactivated from the accusation. It didn't say that he got convicted yet. It didn't say that it was found that he was guilty. God forbid these kids went and lied. God forbid they went and lied. Like, that hasn't happened before either. Sexual assault or abuse. See, because I have had now, and in fact there's one, no, actually that one case, I didn't actually do it. I've said this story a number of times. The very first time I dealt with a pot-pissing drunk girl, this Asian girl dressed in all black, I picked her up from Bethesda. I forgot which. It was some bar near White Flint, across from White Flint Metro, White Flint Mall. What was White Flint Mall? In that whole area. There, up to the Rio. In those new apartments that were built not too long ago, fairly recently. Right? And what appeared to be her co-workers poured her into my car. Now again, this girl, she looks like she got processed. Like, she looks like she looks like she was sexually assaulted, right? Her shit was ripped, her makeup was all over the place. But I'm thinking, okay, they did not call the ambulance, they didn't call the cops. They look like co-workers or something like that. It looks like it was a co-workers night out or something. And they're putting her in my car. Okay, fine. I'm thinking, you know what? Maybe she's fine. Maybe nothing happened. She looks, but nothing happened. Okay. I get her to her place over by the Rio. I forgot the name of that apartment complex and all that stuff. And I could not wake her up to save her fucking life, to save my fucking life, much less hers. And I spent the next 40 or so minutes, close to 50 minutes, trying to wake this girl up. And you see my hands are not small. I'm there pushing her, hello, wake up, time to go. And I'm there doing this. And it pretty much reached the point where I'm taking Hail Mary swings at her face, trying to wake her up. How the hell do you not wake up from a big ass hand like this? Do I have a tape measure? From a gigantic hand like this. What is this? Huh? Look at this. From here, all the way up to here. Literally. This is the size of my hand. Huh? Again, from here, all the way up to here. In fact, pull it down a little bit more. From the base right here, all the way up to the tip. Measure that out on one of these things. 9 fucking inches. Right? Going across your face. 5 across the eyes. Could not wake her up for nothing. Okay? And I'm wondering what the fuck is going on. So my first thought was, okay, well, I'm going to call the police. And then it hit me, well, no, nigga, you're not going to call the police. Why? Let's see now. You are 6 foot. I thought I was 6'6". According to my doctors, I am actually 6'7". I, at that time, was 350 pounds. I have since lost a bit of fat. And I'm now 330 something. Okay. Probably gained a bit of muscle. So, big black male, hetero, 6'7", 300 and at the time 50 pounds. It is 2 a.m. in the morning, and you have a comatose drunk, provocatively dressed, and also looked like she had been raped. Um, Asian girl, couldn't be more than 5 foot, maybe 110 pounds on her best day, right? Right? She was a little bit thick, okay? 110 pounds on her best day. And you're gonna call the fucking cops? And of course, even though it was reasonably lit in that place, it was it was there was there was nobody. It was just the two of us. Every now and then a car would drive by, but apart from that, the whole place was desolate, damn near deserted. And I'm supposed to call the cops to that? No. And this, what I just said, is the reason why I'm taking a defensive stance of the drivers. Because when we get put in situations like that, and it's like, look, I'm just here to make the money. Look, this is where you make the money, dealing with drunk people. Okay? I'll get on that whole making money thing in a second. When we get put in situations like that, Uber doesn't care, nobody else cares, and if they decide they want to go and accuse anybody of anything, nobody's going to listen to us, especially if you're male. If you're a female Uber driver, you might get listened to, maybe. And of course, if it's a male accusing you, they're not going to listen to him. But, to be put in a situation like that, and then worse, with the same first situation, the very first situation I ever had like this. When I finally woke her up, I had some ice water. I had gone to McDonald's. I had thrown that shit in her face. I don't know what about that. Again, my hand going across your face, not waking you up. I don't know what it is about the ice water that finally woke her up. I have my theories, but I don't know. She finally stumbles out of my car. Doors left open. I'm like, ma'am, can you shut the door, please? I don't know if she was just hearing wah, 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 because her eyes were glazed over. She shuts the door, or she swings it, and then I had to go and reshut it, reach back and reshut it. She almost gets hit by two cars trying to cross. They had to literally swerve out the way to miss her ass, right? And I'm like, Jesus Christ. Now, at that point, I should have just drove off. But I'm like, just in case, let me not, like, she winds up dead or gone somewhere, and the last thing that her co-workers, I guess, saw was my big black ass. No, let me get her inside her fucking apartment complex. So I help her across, and I damn near had to pick her ass up and carry her, because she's there, like, both feet dragging. Like, I'm holding her up, and both of her feet are just dragging. She's not even walking. So, right? I get her inside her place. I had to reach in her bag and pull the key card or whatever the fuck it was. Get her inside her place. I don't know where the hell to put her. I'm in, like, the front area. I don't know where the hell to put this bitch. And she starts mumbling stuff to me. And I'm wondering, what, bitch, what? She starts mumbling stuff to me, and after a while, it finally hit me what she was saying. She was asking me to help her upstairs to her room. So I'm supposed to fall for that shit? And, it probably wasn't even falling for anything. She probably wasn't purposely trying to do anything. After the way I slapped her across the face, there's no fucking way she's not gonna be playing after that. Okay, she's not faking it. So she probably legitimately wanted some fucking help, but considering all the precautions I took, I'm now to just go fall for that. I dropped that bitch right there, dropped her, she fell, head bouncing off was it tile or whatever the hell floor? It wasn't carpeted. Some shiny floor. Bag everywhere, this and that, just feet up in the air and all that shit. I left her, threw her phone at her, and I walked out. Uber does not give a fuck as long as they get their money. And considering that the app was, the ride was over when she finally left the car, as far as they're concerned, our transaction's complete. You are free to go, ho. Where's my money? All right, ho. Bye. Right? And I'm just thinking to myself, oh, no fucking way in hell. So I left her there, and again, as I've said before, hopefully, like a front desk person came and saw her and helped her. I'm assuming they had cameras in the front, so the camera saw me leave her ass there, and that's it, right? What protection is there from shit like that? And then more recent one, which I have a videotape of, that is the video of this is why male Uber drivers need to have. I'll have a link to that too. This is why we need to have cameras in our car. Again, this bitch won't wake up. Once again, she looks like she was been like she'd been gang raped. What is it with you women and being gang raped? She looks like she's been raped. She looked like she had a fight. Blood on her hands. It was a pool. It was a pool, right? So she was the last one to get in after me. No, me. After two guys got in, right? Her friends poured her into the car. It was a pool. Okay, fine. They didn't call the cops. And from what I've come to understand from the comment section of that video, amongst the idiots are some of the smart people. Some people actually let it be known that she was doped up on heroin. I thought she was just drunk. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't know what somebody being doped up on heroin or crack or anything else looks like. Sorry, you know. So I'm sitting there going off on this bitch in the video, thinking that her ass was drunk. Turns out she was on heroin. Her friends didn't call the cops or the ambulance. And her own mother, when I recommended, after I finally got her, the pool was over, she's the last one. She wouldn't wake up for anything either. You see it in the video, right? Her friend's mom comes, her mom finally comes. I recommend to her own mom that, you know what, on video, you can go watch it. You know what, maybe we should call the cops, or you all should call the cops for an ambulance. And her mother's like, oh, why, what for? It looks like your daughter, your spawn, got gang raped. It looks like she tried to fight them off and it didn't work. She's not responding up until when you finally opened the door and said her name, but she wasn't responding to me or her friend. Let's just say I'm not the only one who noticed that bit. And some random stranger, some random ass motherfucker, right, is sitting there saying, maybe you should call the cops or the police or the ambulance. Look at what your daughter's in, and you're gonna sit here and say why, what for, and have this look of disgust, like scoffing at me, like, bitch, are you fucking serious? In both cases, what protection do we have? Again, if you're gonna make at the time I didn't realize this, but if you're gonna make money, you're gonna have to deal with the drunk people, especially in the DC metro area. The amount of money that you can make just from Friday evening straight into Monday morning. So Friday evening, Saturday morning, Saturday evening, Sunday morning, Sunday evening to a lesser extent, far lesser extent, Monday morning. I've cleared $700 in those 3 days alone, right? Just those 3 days, not including Monday morning to Friday evening, right? I've cleared $700 more or less consistently in those 3 days alone, right? So if you're gonna make money, you're gonna have to deal with this on the weekends, I guess. Now I have a completely different system where I'm completely avoiding all the drunk people. And see, this is what I'm talking about. It says right here, oh, especially for women, it's a safe ride, a safe way to get home, especially for women. With ride sharing now, with ride sharing as it is right now, several things should no longer exist. DUIs, those should be non-existent at this point. Okay, if you can't afford a fucking ride home, you should not. I mean, considering how Uber's, and I'm assuming Lyft, but Uber's giving away rides, literally and damn near literally, with the kind of fucking bullshit prices they have, or at least what we're getting, right? If you can't afford an Uber ride, you should not be out drinking. Probably shouldn't be out doing anything. Go get a fucking job and get some money, right? And go do Uber. So DUI should be non-existent. Women saying, "Oh my God, I thought he was gonna take me home, but oh my God, he took me back to his place, and oh my God, he did. And I don't remember what happened, but oh my God, I feel like so." All that should be gone. You don't want to go home with that dude, or God forbid, girl, right? And get yourself a ride home. With shit like this, though, of merely accusations, not even actual proven stuff, but just accusations. It's like I have since gotten past the dungeon stage of Uber of dealing with the drunk people on the weekends, even though there's a shit ton of money to be made. For this, in this hashtag Me Too day and age, I'm black. I don't care. Oh my God, race baiting, dude. What does race have to do with it? I'm not playing dumb with you people. What does race have to do with Bill Cosby shit? Right? And you all know for what it is because even in the comment sections of all the videos and talking about Bill Cosby and his shit, everyone seems to be like, yo, what the fuck happened? I mean, fuck that guy. He was a rapist, but what the hell kind of court situation was that? Like, those bitches were obviously lying. Like, I haven't heard anybody fully say that, oh, they believe justice was served in his thing, right? That was a witch hunt. I, being a black and male, hetero black and male especially, I am not gonna play dumb with that shit, okay? Especially considering that another hetero black male who was married actually got accused of rape by a female passenger, and the only thing that saved him, and I'm going to get on this in a second, I've gotten on this infinitely before. The only thing that saved him was a recording, audio recording. I'm not sure if it was video also, but at least an audio recording. That was the one and only reason why he is not in jail to this very day, because some woman, I believe she was white, went and accused him of rape. What is Uber doing to protect its drivers? And specifically, its male drivers. Nobody can point to anything showing that. But yet they have no problem doing all this shit for their passengers. I had a drunk girl some time back. She goes from the back seat, it was an Uber X, to the front seat. I believe it was either her, well, not even her boyfriend, just some guy that she had met 2 days before, um, before through a friend. She was using his account, I believe, maybe. Or maybe it was hers. His name was Casey, or the account name was Casey. She lets it be known that okay, I'm a little tipsy. I'm a little tipsy. So, if I'm just rambling, and just don't mind me. I'm like, okay, well, you're in the back. I'm like thinking to myself, okay, well, you're in the back seat, so whatever. Let me just hurry up and get this. There was a last trip. It was the last trip I needed for a $195 bonus, and I was getting tired. I could feel sleep coming. You know how you've been awake so long that you can feel the sleep coming? Like, it feels like a pounding in your head, kind of like a faint pounding. Yeah, I was starting to feel that. And from DC to Germantown, no traffic, is like maybe 30, 45 minutes drive. So I need to get this shit done, get my money, and that's why I put up with that. Pick her up from where the fuck was it? Connecticut Avenue, below DuPont Circle, that strip of shit where the Griffin and the Big Hunt and all that shit is, up to wherever the hell. So this girl is drunk, tipsy, whatever. She then asks in the middle of the ride, "Hey, can I sit up front? Can I sit up front?" I'm like, huh, all right. So I pull over. She comes up to the front, and we go off. She starts adjusting herself, fixing her tits and shit like that. And she starts talking all this shit. It's like, oh my God, I look like shit right now. Oh my God, what is he gonna think? Hey, if you saw me on the street like this, would you talk to me? And of course, I'm like, okay, do I tell her the truth or do I just try to pacify this bitch until I get her out of my car? I chose to pacify her. I'm like, oh yeah, sure, I'll talk to you. You look good. I mean, you look good. She did look pretty good, actually. Yeah. I mean, And then she starts doing that thing that girls do. Oh, I mean, but oh wow, your muscles are really nice. You're like, okay. Again, I had no cameras in the car at the time, so I'm like, all right. And I finally get her to her place, some dude's apartment. After giving her some gum, I had the Mentos gums. She leans in and gives me a kiss on the cheek. Okay, kiss on the cheek. And I'm more concerned with the fact that I finally did it 65 trips for an extra 195. So I had pulled in like what is it, 1100 that week. So I'm whatever. But kiss on the cheek, and then it hits me on my way home, driving home. This bitch is tipsy, God for whatever. She's going to some dude's house at one something in the morning, who she just met a couple days before through a friend. God knows what kind of amorphous recollection of events her dumb again white girl. Sorry, white women. I don't know if it's what. Well, no, the first girl was Asian, so it's not like, oh my God, you're just slamming on white women. Oh, but let's be honest, like you all are fucking when you all get drunk. What kind of amorphous recollection of events is this bitch gonna have in the morning? So I immediately reported, well, not immediately, I actually reported the next day to Uber what happened, and they went and called me, and this is the one time. This is the one time when I reported something to Uber and I didn't get just a fucking template cookie cutter response. I actually got somebody calling me, and because I had shit to do and I didn't even know, like I don't pick up my phone unless you're in my phone, right? So if I just a random number calls, I don't pick up. You can leave a message. If it's important, leave a message. If it's not, and if you're not going to leave a message, it must not be that important. If it's an emergency, call the cops or an ambulance, right? So, Uber contacted me, or one of their customer service people that speaks English in America contacted me, and apparently it seems like when it deals with some sort of assault or something, that's probably the only time, or any kind of thing like this where it can be perceived as any kind of sexual whatever. That's probably the only time that they actually do anything, and it's not just a cookie cutter response. So, I gave my statement, and I actually have it on recording somewhere. I recorded my conversation with the Uber rep. Forgot her name. They told me that they have deactivated the account, and I told them, look, I'm not sure if that was even her account. It might have been the guy's account. Um, so, technically wasn't his fault, so, but, again, that could have gone real bad for me if she decided to go and edit or fine tune or customize history of what happened that night. So, all these situations, what what protection is there for drivers, especially again male drivers, especially dealing with female passengers? Which now leads me to the fact that there is no protection, so you have to make your own protection because Uber doesn't care, society doesn't care. Again, you're male. Um, I believe Chris Rock said it best in his most recent special, as of my recording. Society doesn't care about men. They care. I'm paraphrasing here. They care about women, children, and dogs. I don't know about cats, but women, children, and dogs. They don't care about men. So, guys, men, what do? You have, and of course, as I just said recently, that one black guy that got accused of rape, this African guy that got accused of rape, um, and he was married too, and you know what? His wife wasn't stuck by him and didn't believe it, and thank God she did that, an African woman. The only reason why he wasn't in jail is because of a recording showing that the woman lied. Men, this is why you have cameras in your car. Have cameras in your car. In the case of my video with that girl that was coked out on heroin, and I don't know why the hell people don't understand this because I've said it in the video, I've said it in the comment section. I didn't have cameras in my car at the time. I was using my cell phone to record, and I started recording as soon as I got to her location, and she wasn't waking up. I started recording, and thank God I did. Okay. It was a pool, so that's the reason why she was in the front seat. She was the last one. Okay, and considering that on the way there before I dropped off anybody, she had wanted. I thought she was going to throw up, so I pulled over. She got out of the car and she was like, "Oh, I'll just walk. I'll just walk." Like, bitch, you're not about to walk from DC to Potomac. Okay, so get your ass back in the fucking car. Just get your ass back in the fucking car, bitch. I'm like, no, 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 I'll walk. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ, it's a pool, bitch. You're wasting everybody's time. She finally gets back in the car. Cameras in the car. This is why you have cameras in the car. Because in today's hashtag Me Too day and age, in today's warlock hunt for penis, to put in jail or to accuse of whatever, to be a victim, men are not safe. I wouldn't even say black men specifically, but okay, because we all know that. I think that should go without saying. That should be common knowledge by now. But all men are not safe. Hell, I would even say maybe gay men aren't safe. Can you imagine? Flaming gay dude getting accused of raping some girl. I'm waiting for that shit. I've seen some gay Uber drivers. I'm waiting for that shit. That's gonna be fucking great. But man, this is why you have cameras in your car for shit like this. Or, well, no, have cameras no matter what, because you never know. But the other thing is, you know what? Just don't even deal with the drunk people anymore. Do Uber in such a way, like me, well, let me not tell out my system, but do Uber in such a way where you don't even have to deal with the drunk people, and we'll see what happens. We will see what happens when they no longer are able to get a single rideshare ride, Uber, Lyft, via anybody else, because the vast majority of them are men, and said vast majority of them are men, are not going to put up with that shit. They're not going to put themselves in that kind of risk anymore. They're not going to sit there and have no defense or protection. Nobody's going to side with them, right? Until some irrefutable proof comes out like, oh shit, here's a videotape showing him actually going balls deep in this girl in some back alley and then taking her to her, like, actual proof, not just accusations. There's no defense for men. None. So you have to create your own defense. And the simple fact of the matter is, like, look, let it be known. You are being recorded. Yeah. This is my property. You are being recorded. By getting in my car, you consent to being audio and video recorded. And if they don't like it, they can get the fuck out instantly. Simple. Simple as. And in the case of that one person, one video on YouTube I saw where she tried to reach over and destroy the guy's camera that was recording. Probably you can't have guns because guns, that whole thing. Get some sort of blunt weapon. I have a knife in my car. Folding knife. Get a knife, blunt weapon. God forbid a taser. I plan on getting a taser. Like I plan on finding like the most powerful taser I can. I don't know if Ranger Surplus might have something. Get a taser and do not be ready. And do not be scared or worried to fry some people. Okay. I wouldn't mind finding a taser that I can plug into the cigarette lighter and like have the fucking car battery, or just put a new battery in, fry them. Alternator will recharge it, so that's fine. You know, nobody cares about us. Nobody cares about men in general, and nobody sure as hell cares about male Uber drivers. So you're gonna have to defend and protect yourself, and then have some insurance in the form of videotape evidence, so that even some person in their first day of law school would be able to win that case. And that's it. That's it. you can be deactivated from simple accusations, even before anything. What happens if it's found out that the person lied? Hmm? What is Uber going to say? Oh, we're sorry, and we're sorry for all the lost money. Here, let us give you the average of what you've been making over the past month or so, and let us give you that as compensation for all the days that you've missed, right? Each week you've missed. No, they're probably not even going to apologize. But yet you lost all this money because some random woman went and accused you of God knows what, with no proof. Okay. Protect yourselves. Have a weapon to defend yourselves. Okay, if your area is a gun-free area, learn how to choke a bitch. Blunt weapon. I plan on going to Harbor Freight and finding like a little baby sledgehammer or something. I already have a knife in my car. Tasers. You know, one with like a good amount of amps too. Not in the, it's not volts or watts, but amps. That's of consequence. Just male Uber drivers need to protect themselves because nobody else will. Now then, lastly, for the ones that are going around here raping people and assaulting people and stuff, sexual assault, not like bitch get out of my car, hello madam, you know, what can I say? Hey, fuck them. Jail time and deactivate the app and all else. Throw all kinds of books at them. Fine. Kitchen sink and all that. For the few of them that are there. My final question, before I end this video, is what happens when the passenger, male or especially female, what happens when it finds out that they've lied? What kind of book, kitchen sink, lead pipe, crowbar gets thrown at them? You know, what happens to them? How much jail time do they face? Write your answer to that question below. And that's it.